Nataraja, the dancing form of Shiva, the king of the universe. The Large Hadron Collider, the largest machine ever created by man, the biggest physics project on the earth. And they have a 6-foot tall statue of none other than the Nataraja himself. And people will tell you that it's just a gift from the government of India. But did you know who actually suggested this gift? It's none other than the missile man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam himself. Considering that this machine is the largest and most fastest particle accelerator on the planet, which can force particles up to 0.99 times the speed of light, and is at the forefront of recreating conditions very similar to the Big Bang, hence providing clarity on how the first initial particles were created in the universe. Is it just a coincidence that the Lord Nataraja stands at the face of the most advanced physics lab on the planet? Or is there more than what meets the eye? Does Nataraja himself symbolize the primordial source of creation and destruction that the scientists and Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam knew that we don't? Let's dive deeper and find out. If you like such topics delving deeper into the spiritual aspect and scientific rationale behind the Indian culture, please consider subscribing to the Next Level Science channel. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead with the video. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in his book Wings of Fire, mentions the tighter the electrons are held by the nucleus, the faster the orbital velocity. He mentions that orbital velocity can be upwards of 1,000 kilometers per second, and also says that these high velocities can make the atom look like a rigid sphere, just as a fast-moving fan appears like a disk. It is very difficult to compress atoms more strongly, thus giving matter its familiar solid aspect. Everything solid thus contains much empty space within, and everything stationary gets great movement within. It is as though the great dance of Shiva is being performed on earth during every moment of our existence. Please note the important point in this is that there is space between every atom of every element. So even the atoms which are tightly packed, they have a minute amount of space inside them, and space is the key element and key word here. And it is this very space which is the key essence of the Lord Nataraja. And space is the most mysterious of the 5 elements. If you really want to understand space, you have to go back to the original Nataraja temple, which is in Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, which is the home of the Akashic Lingam or the Space Lingam. We know that all of the known material universe is made up of 5 elements, that is earth, water, fire, air, and the last being space. It is this very space or ether that is the stage for the cosmic dance of Lord Nataraja. By analyzing the very statue of Lord Nataraja, we can come across the basic models of the universe, be it the mighty galaxies or the tiniest atom. Everything is perfectly represented by this statue, and the hidden meanings and the inner depths of the secret of the origin of creation is also found inside the statue. The outer circle itself denotes the entire boundary of creation and the cyclic nature of time which repeats itself in yugas. On his right hand, the Lord holds his damaru or his musical instrument which produces a mystical beat. Just like how the Big Bang was the sound of origin of creation, it is said that the bang originated from this very vibration of this instrument. And also notice that how the shape is like an infinity symbol, and it also denotes the endless nature of time which keeps repeating. On his left hand, the Lord holds the sacred flame. This is said to denote the destruction and dissolution of the universe. When the time comes, the Lord destroys the universe only to reset it again. With his right hand, he calmly blesses us with the Abhaya Mudra, which symbolizes strength and courage and not to be very scared at desperate times. With his left hand, the Lord points towards his left foot, which is raised above in the air, which signifies liberation and mukti, where a person is free from the mortal cycle of birth and death and is risen above the cycle. Whereas the other foot is grounded and it is on the apasmara, which symbolizes human beings and is the demon of ignorance who is stuck in the endless loop of time. The symmetry of the statue is also very similar to the structure of an atom, where the electrons rotate around the nucleus, and also the structure of the solar system, where the planets revolve around the sun. Even though the earliest historical mention of the temple of Chidambaram was done in the 6th and 7th century CE, people claim that the temple is far older and even dates back to the Sangam era or the Sangam tradition. Tirumular, one of the ancient siddhas or scientists of India, mentions that under the great toe of the Lord Nataraja of Chidambaram lies the magnetic equator of the earth.
The magnetic equator, what we're talking about is a sort of zero influence of the North Pole and the South Pole. Magnetic equator means neither the pull of the north nor the south has much influence on you. You're in a kind of a place where it's kind of zero. So this allows, when you're at the magnetic equator, it allows your energies to take it upward. It becomes much easier because nothing is being skewed.
The magnetic equator is an imaginary line around the earth where the earth's magnetic field is horizontal, meaning the magnetic dip angle of inclination is zero. It is roughly parallel to the geographic equator. People who are familiar with the infamous Akashic records of Edgar Cayce also say that the physical location of the Akashic records is directly above the Chidambaram temple. The Akashic records is the collection of each and every event lived by every individual soul in all of existence. That is, each and every person or everything, whatever they did in their whole life has been recorded in the Akashic records, and anyone who is clairvoyant can tap into these records. It is a custom that the devotees at the Chidambaram temple request their desires or the blessings of the Lord Nataraja looking at the sky and chanting mantras. This could be a way of physically manifesting your voice energy into the Akashic files itself. Most important fact is that all the 5 elements were derived from a primordial element. Just like how the macrocosm and the microcosm are made of these 5 elements, even our body is also made of these 5 elements. Initially, at the very beginning, there were subtle atoms at the quantum level. The physical atoms that we know today manifested from these subtle atoms. Water vapor, which is in the air, can be condensed to form a liquid. This liquid can be frozen to form a solid. Just like how we condensed a vapor into liquid and into a solid, the primordial matter condensed to form the Akashic element. In short, we can say that from the primordial atoms, we got the subtle atoms, and from the subtle atoms, we get the physical atoms. The sky element, which is the ultimate, cannot be seen or cannot be felt. The air element below it cannot be seen but can be felt. Then comes the fire element, which can be seen, which can be felt, and also can be touched. The water element can be seen, can be felt, can be touched, and can also be tasted. Finally comes the earth element, which can be seen, which can be touched, which can be felt, and it also has a sense of smell to it. And this, my dear friends, is why we call Nataraja as the primordial source of the sky.